Coming up next on Channel 3 News, your phone may be working, but thousands of phone company workers aren't. American arms experts are in Moscow for 2 days of talks, and Northside residents take to the streets for the second annual Italian Festival. We'll have these stories and much more just ahead on Channel 3 News.
Level-headed thinking.
Put the bubble between the lines.
It's Silo's 2-day sale.
When's that?
Monday and Tuesday, get a Sanyo cable-ready VCR with wireless remote and HQ picture for $3.29.
If I had one of those 10 years ago, I'd still be married.
Then make new friends with a sharp 25-inch color TV with auto fine-tune for $2.99. And a Sony 65-watt per channel rack system with dual cassette for $5.99.
My coat's on fire.
Then blaze a trail to Silo's 2-day sale. If you don't come, we'll tell your mother.
I can't see.
Straight back, straight back.
You guys gotta be kidding.
Let's get it over with.
Let's not rush into this.
Let's rush into this. Wait, save the Molson Gold. It's for later. It's a bribe.
Oh, it's an incentive.
I want 50% up front. Steinway?
Ah, no German beer. I got Molson Gold.
Got any strong neighbors?
Want a beer?
Howdy!
Want some help?
Sure.
Oh, this is great.
Hey, Molson, make it golden for me and my friends.
I think we're moving in the wrong direction here.
I could live right here.
WSTM TV, Syracuse. And now, the Weekend Report with Jackie Robinson and Steve Schnall on sports.
Good evening. 7 officials are in Moscow tonight for talks aimed at laying the groundwork for a second Reagan-Gorbachev summit. Phil Bremen reports on the arms experts' arrival.
High-level American arms negotiators arriving in a special U.S. government plane, and only American diplomats, not a single Soviet official, to meet them. The team is unusually large, 7 members, headed by Paul Nitze, the president's top arms advisor. Also, Chief Geneva negotiator Max Kampelman, and the Defense Department's avowed hardliner Richard Pearl, whose public comments were only about the weather.
Warm, it's pleasant.
The delegation hopes to get Soviet leader Gorbachev's formal response to President Reagan's recent proposals, said to offer a concession on the Strategic Defense Initiative to hold off deploying Star Wars for at least 7 years. The talks here could pave the way for a summit conference this year. But Gorbachev, who was apparently disappointed at Geneva, has been indicating the latest Reagan offer does not go far enough to justify another summit.
Imperialism continues to spin the flywheel of the arms race.
The Soviets say each side was supposed to have only 4 members, and theirs still does. Soviet officials claim the extras on the American side are proof that the Reagan administration is still arguing with itself and not at all ready to reach an agreement with the Kremlin. Phil Bremen, NBC News, Moscow.
At least 5 people were wounded today when Israeli jet fighters and helicopters raided Palestinian targets near Sudan. It was the 6th time this year that Israel had staged air raids on Lebanon. Israel's military command says the targets it hit were suspected guerrilla bases. While across the country, telephone company workers are either negotiating, settling, or in some cases, walking the picket lines. About 68,000 workers went on strike at midnight last night in parts of the Northeast and West. Channel 3's Mike Powell has the local story.
Last night at midnight in each time zone, communications workers began manning picket lines in front of telephone company facilities across the country. 100,000 workers went out on strike. A spokesman for the Communications Workers of America said the union and all but 2 of the regional phone companies were at odds over a new contract.
So far, they haven't proposed too much. The negotiations are still continuing, but the wage offer is just terrible. We just want our fair share. If the chairman got a 20% raise, we think we should get at least better than 200.
Contract talks between the union and New York Telephone broke off at 3 this morning. Daybreak saw a handful of picketers still on the lines.
The main issues are wages, health benefits, and job security. The walkout affects about 1,000 people locally.
The last time the communications workers went out on strike was 1983, when they stayed out for 3 weeks. And how long are they prepared to stay out this time?
Depends on everyone's financial situation. I'm prepared to hold out for a couple, as long as I have to hold out, I'll hold out. But everyone's in a different situation.